Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Russell Dude YouTube channel for another casual movie review from yours truly. Make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video if you go on to enjoy the review, and let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of the movie, because today we are going to be discussing James Gunn's The Suicide Squad that just came out the other day. I watched it on HBO Max, had a lot of fun with it. However, as the title suggests, was it good? So I'm going to go through and give my thoughts on some stuff that happened in the movie, and then towards the end I'm going to kind of give my final rating for it. So the movie starts basically with a giant fake out where we have like this whole first team of the Suicide Squad, and then we end up on the beach with them, and pretty much the majority of that team dies, which I mean, I guess spoilers here for those of you. Why would you watch a movie review on something like this, especially a superhero movie or something? I feel like spoilers is kind of an obvious thing, but only a few people actually survive. It's Weasel, Harley Quinn, Flag, and I think that's it. I think, yeah, pretty much. Well, Weasel, I think people presumably thought died, and then he comes back in the post-credits scene, or end credits scene, and now he's back alive. Kind of the most shocking death in here. Like, the majority of the deaths that happened here at the beginning weren't really that shocking. I mean, they were kind of surprising that they didn't stick around for longer, but the only one that really made my jaw drop really was Captain Boomerang's death, just because, like, he's one of the returning characters from the last Suicide Squad movie, which I don't remember if they ever said it, that this one was connected. I mean, the way that Rick Flag and Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang kind of interact with each other, it kind of feels like they've known each other for a while, meaning maybe it's connected. And also Amanda Waller's the same person. I don't know. Maybe they're connected, maybe they're not. I don't know. But yeah, that's Team 1. And then Team 2 is kind of the main team. We've got Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Ratcatcher 2, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, you know, people like that. And that's kind of our main team as we progress through the movie. And there are times in this movie where it will jump back and forth between the story and stuff like that, which was a thing that they also did in Birds of Prey. And I'll be honest, the first time I watched Birds of Prey in the theaters and they kind of had that same storytelling element, I didn't like it. But it was mostly just because it kind of came out of nowhere how they did it. But the more I thought about it, the more that style of storytelling kind of reminded me of Pulp Fiction, which is a movie I'm a big fan of, where the story would jump back and forth between different people, different perspectives, and stuff like that, and it would jump back to where it was before. So on second viewing of Birds of Prey, I very much enjoyed that. And I guess kind of seeing that same style of storytelling here, I guess I was kind of already okay with it from Birds of Prey, so when I started to see it happening here, I was okay with it. But I'm sure there's going to be some people that didn't really like that style of storytelling where it jumps back and forth. But anyways, we get the whole backstory of how Team 2 came to be and how they came together and stuff like that. And yeah, Bloodsport was really good. Obviously, Harley Quinn was really good. Margot Robbie, I feel like, for the long time, is going to be the Harley Quinn when it comes to live action stuff. I feel like whoever else in the future takes on the Harley Quinn mantle in live action is going to have a lot to live up to in the form of Margot Robbie. I feel like she does an awesome job. Let's talk about some of my favorite characters. Let's talk about King Shark. King Shark was just awesome in this movie. He has some of the best jokes and moments and stuff like that. You know, he's kind of the Groot, I guess you would say, of this group of people. And obviously this movie was directed by James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. So he's already had experience with these sort of like superhero movies where it's about a group of people working together on this. And I remember it was like a special look video where James Gunn talked about how this movie was going to be like a gritty war movie, and it definitely does feel like that. Like, they have this mission, this operative mission, they're going in there against soldiers and stuff like that, trying to infiltrate this secret base and whatever in Jotunheim, and, you know, a lot of people die, obviously, and a lot of crazy shit happens. But yeah, there's like this whole scene later on in the film where Bloodsport and Peacemaker by John Cena are just going back and forth trying to one-up each other while they're killing people throughout this whole freaking camp. And then that's when they discover Rick Flag has not been kidnapped, he's been saved, but they've already ended up killing people. Polka Dot Man reveals his powers and reveals that he sees his mom everywhere, and then they do the funny gag where it's like this one lady that I guess is playing his mom is everywhere. It's just a lot of crazy shit. They go to the bar, they hang out there, they end up running into the Thinker, and then that sets into motion the plan to get into Jotunheim. Meanwhile, Harley Quinn is being taken to dinner by like one of the main baddies of the film, and then immediately afterwards she kills him, which I think was just perfect for Harley, especially how she explains it. Like, you know, if I ever got a new boyfriend and there were any red flags, I was going to murder him. So that's some good setup and good payoff, you know, from her time obviously dating Harley Quinn, or obviously dating the Joker, and now she's kind of on the lookout for those more like on the wrong side of the law sort of characters like this guy here. And then we get the reveal of Starro once we eventually get to Jotunheim. There's a lot of stuff that takes place before we get to Jotunheim, and during all this there are these title cards that kind of lead into the next chapter or whatever of the movie, which I feel like once this comes out on DVD or Blu-ray, I feel like that's going to be sort of the scene selection type frames, you know, and I think they looked really good. I don't think they really detracted that much, you know. They showed up in some cool ways, like, you know, whether it be in tree roots or in flames or with like matching piping where like it would be like a forced perspective thing where like one pipe would be here, one pipe would be here, and it would make a letter or something like that. I thought those looked really cool, very nice and very stylish. The action was fun. I thought all the stuff looked really great. One other thing I want to point out from Birds of Prey, and this isn't a problem that I had with it at all. One problem that I saw a lot of people have with Birds of Prey was in the choreography, or the fighting, was that a lot of people thought that everything looked way too stunted and stuff like that, and I was on the lookout for it here, especially with Harley Quinn's fights. I don't think it was too stunted I don't think it was really a lot of stunting here than maybe some people thought in Birds of Prey. And obviously there are a lot of like gunfights and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool weapons that get used and a lot of superpowers that get used. The whole big final battle is really great. There's the whole running gag with Harley Quinn and the javelin. You know, she got it off of Javelin when he died on the beach, and now that's basically her new weapon for the film and stuff, and I think that worked out pretty well, especially how it pays off in the end when they get to Jotunheim, they blow up the place, and they go down to where Starro is, Ratcatcher and Flag and Peacemaker and the Thinker, and Flag wants to reveal that the U.S. was behind all the Starro stuff, and Peacemaker wants to stop him. Obviously, he's a psychotic guy who just wants peace by any means necessary. Peacemaker and Rick Flag fight, and this was another death that made my jaw drop, was when Peacemaker kills Rick Flag, because in the back of my mind I was thinking, okay, I have a feeling maybe Peacemaker might die here. I know that they announced that there was going to be a TV series a while back for Peacemaker, but it could have easily just been like a prequel, and then the series ends with Amanda Waller bringing him in to be on the Suicide Squad. But at the end of this fight, obviously, and especially at the end of the movie, that's not the case, because Peacemaker kills Rick Flag. So Harley Quinn, I think, aside from Amanda Waller, is the only remaining member from the old Suicide Squad movie. It's crazy to think that I'm calling that the old... God, time goes by way too fast. That's insane. But anyways, Starro escapes. He launches a bunch of stars out of his armpit, and they mind control a whole bunch of soldiers and a whole bunch of people in the city. And then we get our big rally moment where this was a pretty funny moment in the movie as well, where the Suicide Squad start walking towards the city against Amanda Waller's order. She's yelling at them to stop. She's about to blow off their heads, and then her co-worker smacks her in the head with a golf club, and then they take over. Suicide Squad work together. Polka Dot Man died, which was kind of a bummer, but just from the framing, like right before he died, I saw where it was going. I was like, oh god, no, they're gonna kill Polka Dot Man. He was really good for the movie. I thought he had a lot of good arc in his parts of the movies. A lot of the characters that we ended up having towards the end of the movie, all I feel like were fleshed out pretty well. Obviously, the people that died on the beach on Team 1, the majority of them we probably didn't really care about. You know, Mangal or Javelin or whatever. Obviously, we didn't really have much to talk about them, but with the people that we did end up with, I feel like they had a lot of really cool story arcs. And Harley Quinn finally figured out what she had the Javelin for. What was it, Ratcatcher 2, who really was one of the MVPs of the movie. I thought she was really awesome, and very interesting that rats pretty much saved the day against Starro. So the rats all swarm Starro. Harley Quinn runs up a ramp and stabs Starro in the eye, which throughout all of this movie, all of the gore and stuff that was all throughout this movie, the one thing that I actively said ew at was when Harley Quinn was swimming around in Starro's eyeball. Just think about that, like all that eye fluid, and you're just swimming around in it, and then the rats are swimming around in it and biting it. It is just a lot. And then, you know, the movie ends with the Suicide Squad getting onto their escape chopper, and the lead rat from Ratcatcher 2 is sitting on the lap of Bloodsport. We find out that he doesn't like rats, and now they're all sitting on the plane or helicopter. Movie ends, Weasel comes back, he's not dead, and then at the very, very end, which I missed this the first time, I caught it on the second time when I was watching the movie with my brother, because I didn't sit through the rest of the credits. We get the post-credit scene confirming that Peacemaker is not dead. So the Peacemaker series obviously will probably come after this movie. But all in all, I thought it was a very fun movie. There is a possibility that Starro might come back. So, I mean, obviously there were a ton of Starros, like, just laying around on the ground. I'm not familiar with Starro in the comics. I'm not sure how his powers work in terms of if he's able to come back through one of the Starros that he brings out of his armpit. But, you know, if they want to bring him back in some way, I feel like that's a possibility here. But yeah, very fun movie. Obviously, definitely a lot better than the one that came out a few years ago. And I'm even a person that, for all of its problems with that movie, I throw it on every once in a while. I end up having fun with it, just by turning my brain off and just enjoying the stupidity of it. Kind of the same way I enjoyed Venom, and probably the same way I'll enjoy Venom 2. But yeah, I think James Gunn did a great job with this. I think everybody did awesome with it. I feel like this is going to be a very good thumbs-up worthy movie for a lot of people. So was it good? Yes. Would I like to see more of all these characters? Absolutely. Give me a King Shark solo movie, 100% King Shark versus Aquaman, you know, stuff like that. Me and my brother were joking after we saw Weasel came back to life. We thought maybe that would be a cool, like, end credit scene for all DC movies going forward, is just we catch up with where Weasel is, and I came up with the title, and it would be called Where is Weasel, or What's Weasel Doing, or something like that. And it would just show us, you know, through posters or whatever, post-credit scenes, what Weasel's been up to since he ran off the beach here. But yeah, all in all, big thumbs up from me. I had a lot of fun with it, especially if you just turn your brain off and enjoy the craziness and wackiness that is the world of the Suicide Squad. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And Yeah, obviously the DC timeline and stuff like that is very much out of wonk ever since really the Justice League movie a few years ago, and especially with Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, which I don't know if I ever did a formal review for that, so maybe I will at some point. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I can't wait to see what becomes of all these characters wherever they show up next. Obviously, we know Peacemaker's getting that TV series, but where do we get more King Shark? Just tell me. When do we get more King Shark? That's what I want to find out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of this movie and all the characters and everything that happened. Let me know what you guys thought. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, whatever. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.